Welcome back to another episode of Stoppage Time TV. It's been an interesting week, so I thought we should.
Great week.
We should. This how I'm feeling this week. Just have to just take it in for a little bit. Just. Anyway,
saying dip set. Killer cam.
It's been a
Killer cam.
But it's a lot to get into. A lot of different things. So I think we should get cracking with it. I think the most pertinent issue that we can discuss, and I've said that I'm not.
Guy loves a big word of that.
Listen, man, I'm trying to educate the nation.
He can't just say the big issues today.
Listen,
I didn't even, what did you say? What was the word you said?
Pertinent.
Pertinent, word of the day.
When I'm wearing a hoodie, you might think I'm some scum. But when I start speaking the intelligent English, you know, it's a conservative country now, bro. They might ship you for the way you look, bro. Look like some burglar cunts. Anyway, Citeh versus Arsenal. There's not much that I want to touch on here, if I'm being honest. You wrote something in the group, which is really interesting. It's kind of, even if you're not an Arsenal fan now, it's a tad boring and it's a bit embarrassing to see what's happening to Arsenal. There's no point in going through the ins and outs of it. KDB played really well, but Arsenal didn't play well. It was a masterclass. Could have had a hat-trick in the first 40 minutes.
So man was saying all he does is cross.
Yes, he does. He does. When you're playing against
Left
Arsenal,
foot, right foot, it don't
listen,
matter.
when you're playing against Arsenal, you can express
honestly.
yourself. Trust me.
But I mean, Citeh
That is true. That is true.
Exactly. That is a fair point. But Citeh weren't first scared for the whole game. That's their first clean sheet in 11, which tells you something.
Yeah.
And just
No Lacazette today as well.
What, he didn't come on at all. He didn't come at all, innit?
That's the second game in a row he's not started. Bear man, he's got 4 and 4.
And I actually, think, in a weird way though, I actually think Martinelli deserves a chance that he's been given as well. Like he played, I thought of the few Arsenal players, he actually played well today as well. But that team, I'll be honest with you, when a new manager comes in, it's meant to fire you up. And especially for me, if it's a former legend like Ljungberg and have some form of effect, no impact whatsoever.
This is
the same shit. But go on,
On his form, he's 5 games now. 2 losses, 2 draws, 1 victory against West Ham midweek.
You see, like, with my thing with that is it's just like, obviously everybody's been talking about what Emery. Obviously, we don't talk about Emery that much, but everyone was talking about how it's Emery's fault, this and that. Yeah. But it's such a personnel issue as well. Like, look 100%. Look at the state of some of them players. Do you know what I mean? And like as you said, with a manager coming in. It's meant to inspire you. If you can't even get inspired by a new manager, you look at Everton. Look at Duncan Ferguson. Like
Jose.
Like look at it, bro. If you can't, but for real, if you can't get inspired by a legend coming in and doing that, and just even giving it a little good run, we all know that no matter what, Arsenal are not going to be the real deal, and they're going to need someone to come in. They're going to need chop and change. But this is the biggest indicator that them players just. 1, ain't good enough, and 2, their mentality is just horrible at the club, man.
100%, and they're on a downward spiral, and I honestly don't know how they're going to get out, because Ancelotti's just come out and said not interested in the job at all. So it's like, even if you look long term,
I want to stay here. This is where I want to stay. Where do Arsenal go from here? Because as you said, Cam, the issue you've got now is we've seen it's not the manager now. We've clearly seen it's not the manager. Arsenal is not the proposition it once was. And you're in a situation now where you can't pick and choose who you want for the job. Yeah. It's kind of like, I'm not comparing the two, but remember a while ago where the England job was kind of a cursed job. It's like, even as good as it looks, it's like, why would I want to take that job with all of the pressures and all of the lack of quality? You've got to think about it now. I don't see any young manager coming into this and being able to change this around, because you have to have the money to get a new squad, and you have to try and, if not, you have to try and coach these players. I don't think any of their back 4 can be coached to be better. Yeah. I think Tierney's a really good player, but I think the rest of
injuries, he's had issues.
But he will get there. But
Saliba to come in next season as well. There's me personally, I think there's 2 people who I think
I still stick to my Benitez show. I still stick to it.
You could say that, but I think there's 2 other people who, like you said, young managers. I think Arteta, one, has links to the club, an offspring of Pep, can still bring that style of football they want to play. The only thing is he's never had a big job before. So for Arsenal to be the first one, and obviously we know the issue that is, can he handle that? But that's one avenue they can go down. The other one for me is Vieira. Vieira's had a couple of jobs for me, I think. Yeah. passion-wise and
someone
someone who understands the DNA of the club, I don't think there's anyone better.
No, but my thing is with
How do
Arteta.
those
My
two
thing
guys
is,
get the back in it?
but
Sorry,
yeah,
bro. What like you can't put two people like that. For me, it's you can't set up people to fail. That's
No.
my one big thing. As a football club, you can't set up people to fail. I do not see how you can put like a Vieira in
Yeah.
or an Arteta, knowing that you want them to install something with the current crop.
No, but that's the thing. With them two coming in, I think they would be actually given a longer length of time to rebuild
not
it.
just the
Because
length
we've
of
just
time,
said
though.
that it's not. It's the players.
it's
A lot
about
of
the
they need
goal.
to get the crop of the players out.
And
Listen,
we've seen,
if you're gonna have
seen
young-
how tough that is,
but
you can't just.
how do people know what?
You can't ultimate team just get rid of all your players.
You
It's
can't.
a
But like
difficult thing.
I said it a couple of weeks back, Arsenal have a lot of crop of youngsters coming through it. They've still
Yep.
got Saliba, they've still got Tierney, Bellerin, who still haven't bedded in properly.
Saka.
Martinelli. So I think if a manager like
Smith
Vieira,
Rowe.
someone like that, Ljungberg ain't it. I'm sorry, but I think one of those two could be the option because a big man is not going to come in. If you lot are thinking Allegri, Ancelotti, one of these guys is going to come. Benitez even I don't think would want that job if I'm honest.
Like, but why do people seem to think Arteta's something? We don't know what he does.
Listen,
Because
he's
he
just
puts
a pep
out. He
someone-
puts out.
that's all it is.
That's what I was about to say.
That's
Someone
all it
told me.
is.
Someone told me.
Like no one knows. Like no one knows what he.
They're just hoping that
It's
he's
a no-
stealing
Yeah.
Pep's ideas and can come
Yeah,
and
nah.
influence it here.
If I was Arsenal,
Pep's ideas work on having
Top
very
level
good
players and
Because
spending
as we've seen
billions.
at the moment, Pep's ideas have not worked the best when he's not had his best players available. So
no one knows what Arteta's on. Like Arteta is just fantasy.
It is,
Forget
it is.
Arteta.
No.
If
It
I was
is. I'm
Arsenal,
not
I
lying.
would not take Arteta. Yeah, like as I said, there's managers out there. Yeah, right. There's managers out there that are actually doing a job in the Premier League and actually improving their team.
Chris Wilder.
I already know where
Chris
he's
Wilder.
But wait, no, but it's not even funny though. It's not even funny. There's managers like how he's reaching the end of his time at Bournemouth. I think like
He's ready for
he's
the
done
next
well. Like he hasn't been given that much money. He's done well. There's Chris Wilder. He's doing his thing right now. Yeah, bro.
4 points behind
Think about
Chelsea.
people like Marco Bielsa at Leeds. He's a good manager and he's been about.
But he's won nothing.
Nah, he's been about though. He's a very good manager. He's been about. There's managers out there, but if you want to aim for the top, that's fine. Look, Arsenal should, in their right, go for an Allegri, right? They should. They go for him and let's see what he wants. But I'm just saying, there's other crop of managers that are out there that Arsenal should be interested in.
On
No,
what
it
you've
doesn't
just
have
said
to be
now,
those top.
and-
Why do you want Ancelotti for?
And
Ancelotti's finished.
I don't
It's
mean
the
this.
name.
I don't mean this in any disrespectful way. But you just said Nuna now, right? If we put everything down, you know, like on FIFA when you're doing the manager thing and you're scrolling through the clubs and whatnot. If we put everything down now,
Yeah.
why would Nuno necessarily say, you know what?
No, Wolves. You'll go Arsenal if you're at Wolves, mate.
No, you go. But if you look at it right now, it's not as easy as last season. That decision could have been easier.
I
2
think
seasons ago, it could have been
he'll-
an
Aye,
easy decision.
listen. If the
No,
opportunity,
it's not just the.
if the
it's not
opportunity,
that-
if the opportunity comes,
Probably got
right,
more money to spend at
This is the
Wolves.
only opportunity that you'll. But this is the only opportunity that you'll have. So we can't disregard how important history is. How
No,
important
100%.
That's why I'm not
Yeah,
disagreeing.
Listen, at the end of the day, if Nuno retired and only had Wolves on his name, he'll be disappointed, mate.
Yeah.
No,
There's an opportunity to
100%.
go Arsenal.
But
I'd
that's
go
what I'm
Arsenal.
saying. Now it's not something where you just jump ship. It's similar to with like if you look at Rodgers and his situation, he probably wants to go in a bigger club in his career, but he wouldn't just kind of move now. Do you get?
But
what
he's
I'm
had
saying?
Liverpool to his name. You get me? And he's
Of
had the
course,
biggest
but
club
I'm
in
saying
Scotland.
right
Big
now
team.
in terms of
Nuno hasn't had
what
anything
he's
like that.
doing. People are going to be looking at him thinking, okay, you know what, like he can do stuff, but you wouldn't just jump right now. You think, you know what?
Nah, but then Arsenal won't appoint. I don't think Arsenal are going to appoint, and that's the issue that Arsenal are going to take. Because if they stick with Ljungberg, I'm being very real. I don't know what the table's looking like, but if they stick with Ljungberg, they might not finish in the top 10, right? And the Arsenal fans are going to just have to accept that.
Yeah.
Because if I was Arsenal, I would not hire anyone in the middle of this season. This
They're
season
ninth for them,
is a write-off. Just take it as a write-off and look for the right appointment in the summer. I don't think Nuno will be coming in now. I get what you're saying. I don't think Nuno will be coming in right now. But in the summer, they should be looking at something like Nuno and trying to see so they can give him a package. This is what we want. This is what we want. If you jump in the middle of, if you jump now, you're trying to
crazy
fix
as
the
it
broken
sounds.
squad.
I know you're saying like this season's a write-off, but they're 4 points behind Spurs.
With Freddie Ljungberg, it's over, mate.
But
with Freddie Ljungberg stays in charge, I hear it, but
on the
I
other
don't
foot,
think it should be
if
a
you
write-off.
get in a good manager
the whole season
that can
just yet.
captivate, like you said, a manager that can actually captivate
-4,
performances and whatnot.
-3 goal difference. There's not an indication. What I'm trying to say is a write-off.
Even
Because
Oba can't
there's not
carry
an
them this year.
indication that this can necessarily is going to improve.
Yeah.
Like we can't we're only doing fantasy stuff if we think Arsenal are going to do like 5 wins in a row and break into the top 4, in my opinion. No, -3 goal difference. You conceded 27, you scored 24. If I was them, I would be like, do you know what? This is a broken squad. You get what I'm saying? And in the summer, we'll get a good gaffer in and see what we can do, man.
I think it's very easy to say that just write the season off. I hear where you're coming from though, in terms of if you look at where the season's probably gonna go, it looks like that. But I don't think they would write off now. But I get what you're saying is right. They need to make sure that this next managerial appointment, it has to be the right one.
Yeah.
You can't mess this one up. You can't, because you need to buy someone that you know that, okay, this is the philosophy we want, these are the players we want, and this is where we want to be in the next few years. Because Emery came in, God bless him, he tried, but this is
for me. Arsenal need to refine their DNA. For me, it's not even about like trying to fulfill the philosophy. It's refine who you are. Like right now, Arsenal are just in the nowhere land and on a downward spiral. They need someone who's going to come in and give them an identity. I'll be honest with you. Another one, Simeone's talking about they might get rid of him at Atletico.
I think he's coming to the end of his tenure there.
Coming to the end of his tenure. Arsenal should go and break the bank. I know we're saying big names are shoot for the stars. Listen, Simeone will give you an identity and win. So
it's about what they want. But like just like how we were saying, as much as they can get their they're 7 points off top 4, right?
Yeah.
That they're close 3 points off 15th. So it can change very. It can change very quickly, and there's no indication, as I'm saying, that it's going to improve.
Premier League, right? But on that, probably move to another manager that was a former legend in the hot seat at the moment, who's got a massive light on him at the moment. Frank Lampard, Chelsea, another L. That is 4 losses in the last 5 in the Premier League. And you know what I did? I decided, you know what, I'm going to do my homework. I've been watching just not even clips, full 90 minutes, trying to really understand what's going on here. Looking at loads of things. And this is what I've got, right?
You go for me.
Lampard said that he misses Hazard's goals and effect, right? Cool. Obviously, he's not been able to replace it. We try and play 4-2-3-1, and it never works. When we play 4-3-3 with Kante, Jorge, and Kovacic, we actually look all right. And then he subs off Jorge and we lose control of the game. Bournemouth always slap us up.
Was it 5 or 6 last year?
Yeah. But in terms of their away games, they've got their most away game wins against Premier League teams. Us 3. They've lost their last 5 games. They're missing 9 players.
That's the beautiful
they're missing
thing
9
for me.
Players.
Before the game, when I heard that,
they're missing 9
there's
players.
no way Chelsea at home can lose this back to back.
9 players against who do we lose to? Everton won a bad stretch. West Ham won a bad stretch. We're losing to teams that are on bad stretches. And it's like, at this point last season, right now, 9 games. Last season, 9 games, we conceded 39. Yeah. This season, yeah. It's just, it's mad. This season already,
25.
6, conceded 25. So that means in the last 2 years, we have not been able to defend. And I get where people are coming from in terms of, you know what, we need a Sancho, we needed this and we needed that. But if you look at Chelsea's history, Premier League team with most clean sheets, Chelsea. Premier League team with the most home wins.
Historically, you lot are one of the best defensive teams.
We have been built on being defensively astute and still been able to attack, but you have to defend. Sarri came in, God bless him, tried, had his little win streak and whatnot, got found out. Getting found out again. I get it. We're trying to play with this philosophies and all this type of stuff. But at the end of the day, listen, football's about basics. If you don't concede,
this is what your fans wanted. This is what your fans wanted.
And exactly.
Your fans got rid of Conte. You lot got rid of Conte.
And I'm glad.
You lot got rid of Conte, who was a defensive class, and you guys wanted expansive football. Now you guys are suffering.
So what did I say in the group? I said, I wish we never fumbled the bag with Conte, because you know what? He was onto something. And if you look at the squad he had at the time as well, he had Victor Moses playing on the right. Yeah. He didn't do anything magnificent. He just said, you know what, this is the squad. Yeah. This is what I need to do to get the best out of everyone. And he made it work. That is no slack to what's going on at the moment. I think my main issue with Lampard at the moment is this obsessiveness with trying to make sure that Mount gets into the team. Mount's not a bad player. He's not.
How Chelsea fans have turned on Mount. You guys are
hear what I'm saying?
I've been seeing it. But and I'm gonna go after you. Yeah, go on.
But in terms of personal picks and whatnot, in terms of what he's doing at the moment, Lampard, I don't think he's getting his personnel right in games. I don't think he's doing the right things. I've got something here in terms of Jorginho, right? Against City, he came off, we lost. Came off against Valencia, we conceded and we drew. Came off against West Ham, we conceded and lost. Came off, he was on the bench for Everton, we lost. Against Bournemouth, he came off, we lost. The one key thing I see with Chelsea as well, anytime the centre-backs have the ball, right, they're not, you know what I said about the whole Zuma thing?
Yeah.
Ball starts just pinging long hair, and I'm like,
bro.
And the thing is,
Zuma, you're trying to play at the back with Zuma. So
they had Rudiger back this week as well.
Chelsea fans, Chelsea fans, you guys, no. The thing is, everything that you guys wanted, you got given, and now that it's been given to you, you're trying to backtrack on it now, right? When Mason Mount was doing well, oh yeah, he's the baby Lampard. Lampard knows him. He's da. You guys loved it.
100%.
Now you lot are trying to scapegoat Mason Mount for being the one in team. They always try and find the scapegoat. Don't try and make it Mason Mount. The player, who has done well for Chelsea so far, right? And the player that you guys hyped to the heavens. They were calling him the next Lampard, bro. They were calling him. Don't try and scapegoat him. That's what they're trying to. No, because I'm seeing a lot of Chelsea fans. I'm seeing Chelsea fans.
Let's make that clear.
They're killing. Yeah, but Chelsea fans are killing. But you mentioned Mount. Mount. The Chelsea fans are trying to kill him.
Lampard.
You said he's trying to play Mount. What is? Yeah, he's trying to play Mount. What he was doing when you don't want great form. What was he doing? He was playing Mason Mount. Don't try and now start saying Mason Mount is the issue. How can it turn into Mason?
The issue? No.
Why did you mention Mason Mount?
I said Lampard's picking of personnel. I said when we've had that midfield.
But you mentioned Mount specifically.
Because I said when we have Kante,
it's a tactical issue, right?
Thank you. When we've had Kante, Holloway, and I know what we're going to bring up, and like I said,
I'm going. Yes.
You were
Chelsea's
right.
best form.
I was too cool to
Chelsea's best form of the season is when Kante wasn't even there.
Say that again.
I said hindsight's a beautiful thing. You were right. I was too.
Bro,
that was
Chelsea's best form of the season is when Kante wasn't there. So don't come and now start saying that it's Mason Mount's fault. It's 100%. Not Mason Mount's fault.
No, but the thing is, it's Lampard's fault.
Application of Lampard.
Really and truly, it's.
But you mentioned only Mount.
You not recruited him. I said wear rose tinted glasses.
How is he trying to force Mount in? When you don't want good form, Mount was the one that was playing, and he was the one that was banging your goals.
Cameron, I've just told you.
How?
When we've had Kante.
Because Kova's been performing well.
Then
you've had Jorginho. Let's be honest.
Can you explain why Chelsea's best form came when Mason Mount was
because
there?
Chelsea's best midfield for me this season has been Kovacic, who's been performing above expectations. Kante, who's been arguably their star man. And then you've had Jorginho, who for me has stepped up another level, been their captain this year. Mount, when he was injured, got forced back into this team. Why Lampard is trying to force it, I don't know. But for me, the
Chelsea's
biggest
best form
fuck up he's doing is messing around with this Jorginho thing. Like you just said there.
Every time
for me,
he
is the
comes
biggest
off,
impact.
lose.
Do you know why? Because he's the man in the Chelsea team who touches the ball the most, who passes the ball the most.
He is the metronome of the team. As soon as he's out, Cameron, I kid you.
So,
bro, I have gone
when
back
Chelsea's
tactical
best
naivety.
Okay,
Lampard is
can
at
somebody
fault.
answer?
Mount is not to blame for any of this.
But I need to know
Lampard.
But I need to know why when Chelsea's best form came is when Kante wasn't playing. Because I remember when everyone was like, "Oh, this is even without Kante." When Kante comes back, okay, Kante's back, and now you're on shit form. So why is it now Mason Mount's fault?
It's not Mount's fault.
I blame Lampard's deploying.
You're saying he's forcing Mount, so that means it's Mount's fault.
No, it's a tactical issue.
You're saying he's deploying Mount, so that means Mount is the issue.
No, I'm saying Mount was injured. And
if I say Ole keeps playing Lingard, is it because Lingard's a great player and I'm happy? No, because Lingard's playing shit. Is it? Am I right or wrong? You're saying that Mount is playing shit. No, because you give me an answer because you're just saying anything. You're saying anything.
You can't have slander on Mount.
Remember at the beginning of the season.
Oh, he's not saying.
And I said
no. I like it. No, because they did this. They do this all the time, fam.
When I said Mount was playing camp on wing and whatnot,
yeah,
and you would say no, he's playing on the wing. Mount was playing on the wing, then pressing forward. Now he's playing in the midfield and he's taken away. And I've showed you the stats here. When Jorge comes off, we are dog.
Jorginho is the bigger loss for me.
He's literally the most.
Jorginho is the oracle then, yeah?
No, he's not the oracle. But it's clear.
I would prefer to see Mason Mount in the forward three. I really would, because I think he'd be more effective there as well. I think he'd be more effective there.
Because Cho's not doing it.
You guys dead me, fam. You guys dead me.
Willian's not doing anything at the moment. Pedro's not doing anything. Pulisic has done well to start off. He's started to fizzle out now. And then you've got
Mason Mount right wing.
coming off the bench doing nothing. Listen,
he tried the other day,
if that's where you can fit him in the squad, that's where you fit him in. But for me, Jorginho cannot be taken out that side for me at the minute. And I'm sorry, but that defence needs some help. And him being in front of them helps.
So Willian should be dropped for Mount?
No,
in the front
I'm
three.
saying if you're going to put Mount in the team, put him in the front three. I think that midfield is set now. Kante, Kovacic, Jorginho. It cannot change. When you start mixing around with a working, proven product, which is when you lot were getting results with them three, all of a sudden he starts faffing around with it, and now it's going wrong. And the thing is, it was the big games where he was going tactically wrong. I was saying now it's back home defeats.
Was Mason Mount? Mason Mount was balling when Chelsea were on great form, and so was Pulisic. How did Pulisic and Mason Mount end up in the same team if Mason Mount was playing left wing?
Huh?
They just told me that Mason Mount was playing left
wing.
At the
beginning.
No, wait, you just
told
told
me
me
this about Mount, man. It ain't about Mount, though.
No, this is what he said.
Did the one-on-one.
Am I lying? Bro,
did
you
the
didn't
one-on-one.
answer that though. You didn't answer that.
What?
You said Mason Mount was playing left wing when Chelsea were doing their thing. When he was doing his thing, right?
I said that at the
so
beginning.
how was Pulisic?
When he was scoring the goals, when he was pressing the goalkeeper, where was he playing?
How was Pulisic scoring hat-tricks and that, yeah?
That wasn't that game I was talking about. I said at the beginning of the season.
I'm not talking about a specific game. Pulisic and Mason Mount were playing in the same team, weren't they? So where was Mason Mount playing? You're not answering.
No,
if Kante wasn't playing...
Bro, okay, that one he's playing Cam. But when I said at the beginning of the season, when he was scoring the goals, where was he playing when he was pressing the goalkeeper down and scoring the goals?
So where was Pulisic?
I just answered
Kante
that
weren't there,
question.
innit? Bro, he was playing centre mid.
I just answered that question.
Where was Pulisic?
He was on the wing. I just told you where Mount was playing.
So where was Mason Mount? Right
At the
wing.
start of the season, when you're talking about when Mount was pressing the goalkeeper, Pulisic wasn't playing.
But this is what I'm saying.
And when their
Mount
best
was
form
playing
came,
well on the
when
front
their best
three.
form came,
Pulisic was on the left, Mount was in the middle, and Willian was on the right.
What did I say about Mount?
And Kante wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
So what?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm
what's
your
concluding? What's your concluding
Stop
point?
scapegoating. Stop scapegoating. That's what I'm saying.
That's your concluding point.
Yes, it is. Stop scapegoating.
So what point
because
have you
the players that you lot love, no, because the players that you lot love the whole youth thing. This is what you guys wanted. Now it's backfiring. You're trying to point at the main youth player that was doing you lot well. The only reason that you lot ain't turning on Tammy Abraham right now is because you ain't got other options. That's the only reason.
Facts.
That's the only reason.
This is
Don't
Richard
forget,
Thorne that tries to
Chelsea fans.
pinpoint
Don't
Tammy
think
Abraham
I
every
haven't
week.
seen Chelsea fans turn
I was waiting for the Tammy
Hudson
slander.
Odoi as well. You lot have turned on Hudson Odoi as well. And
That's probably because of the march. You're leading on it.
bro, I'm a United fan.
You're leading the band on it.
Hey, everyone
You're leading
remembers
the band
you
on
man.
it. You are leading the band.
But you don't
The
remember
reason that most people hate Hudson Odoi is because of you. Can you
Listen,
admit that?
listen. I'm just Cam. I'm
Okay,
not.
say
These man
say
talking
fair.
like I'm some
Say fair,
influencer.
okay.
Listen, at the end of the day, yeah, what I said to you, man, is Hudson Odoi is gonna get hyped up, right? Which you guys were doing because he got one little assist where flipping Tammy turns and does the trick and bangs it in. It was even a proper assist in the first place. But you guys will hype him up and then you guys will shoot him straight back down. And exactly what's happened. You guys are calling him B-Tech Wright Phillips. You guys are calling him this. That's what Chelsea fans are calling him, bro. Chelsea fans,
make it clear, 'cause that's not me.
Chelsea fans have already turned on him. So that's Cho that you lot have already turned on. That's Mount that you lot are now starting to turn on. These are the pivotal youth players that you guys are hyping up.
They're going to build around and give him
you guys
big
are disgraceful,
contracts.
fam.
Listen,
you guys as a fan base is
my
disgraceful.
my
Because all the
whole thing-
attention
listen.
is always on Arsenal. It's always on Man United.
Do you know I
Your
love
Chelsea
this?
fans are just as bad. That's
Do you
what
know
I'm
I love
saying.
this?
Just as
Because
bad.
when it was
This
the
is
Rashford
just as
one,
why this is
because
just
you
as bad.
you tell me that United didn't do that to Rashford as well.
Yeah, we did.
So so what?
What are you talking about? But United fans did do that to Rashford. But
Exactly. So don't just say it's.
what are you talking about? Didn't you just hear me say United and Arsenal fans are the ones
sorry.
that get it done?
I thought it was the
You
Arsenal
guys
fans.
are the fans that always no. You lot fans are horrible. You guys have called for this and now you're
glad.
already
They're
backtracking.
horrible.
You're already backtracking, and I know deep down, people knew that maybe Lampard might hit a stumbling block, and I can start seeing it so clear
Called
that
it
you guys
weeks
were
ago.
never. You guys are not
Weeks
even
ago
really
I said it.
confident in Lampard. I can see it already.
Right.
Your fake confidence that you guys were giving off, it's gone bad now already, and already you guys are turned.
And January's round the corner. We'll see who he brings in
Yeah,
because
so
boy,
for me, what's
the
important
worst
is-
thing is before this transfer ban happened. I remember one of the biggest complaints Chelsea fans always had was about their recruitment. And now you have an inexperienced manager. You still have that same recruitment team. So for me, this is why I said you lot could be potentially the new Arsenal moving forward, who just talk about their pretty football.
I don't.
Because you've got a lot of
I
youngsters
don't
now,
think
just
it'll
like we
come
said,
to that.
the
I don't
Mounts,
think
the
it'll come
Chos, and Tammy Abrahams, who you've put on 5-year contracts. So that's going to be who you build around.
No,
and
of
that's
course.
who you add pieces to. So for me, I look at them players, I don't think they're going to deliver you a Premier League or Champions League. Like, the days of you lot consistently challenging right at the top, I think they could be long gone.
Long gone. No, but I think with Lampard, like you mentioned, the January transfer window is important for him. It's very important for him. Big time. And again, it's about, okay, he needs to decide what his foundation is. That's what the key thing for me. Yeah. He needs to decide what his foundation is, because he's made it clear that Christensen's probably not one of his best centre-backs. Cool. Rudiger's come straight back in. Decide what your foundation is and move on from there, because that's what's going to help you bring confidence when people start playing in patterns and whatnot. He's
tinkering too much. Tinkering way too much.
My thing is, you can tinker when you know what the foundation is, and then you can start moving things around. But I don't know. That's my key thing for it. I think Goslin's goal was really sick, by the way. I don't think that's getting enough ratings, because if anyone else did that, we'd be screwing about it. Goal. Now to Kingdom Come, because he's backs the goal. That's a class finish.
You don't want to appreciate that goal, but do you remember last week's Sonny's one? We didn't even acknowledge that. Can you believe that? Goal of the season, that was.
Yeah, right. That's the goal of the season.
What? Sonny's goal from the halfway line.
What? Rashford's free kick.
What? Woo! Rashford's free kick
against Chelsea.
Come on, he couldn't hit that again if he tried.
What? You think Son can run from the halfway line again?
100%.
We'll wait again. We'll wait. Oh, that's talking about the whole season.
No, okay. We're talking about the
Prem. I need to see who's been scoring goals in the Prem.
Don't
Get
talk to
me.
me. Son's goal is the goal of the season.
You ain't me feel it too much.
Locked.
Nah, it's so mad. But I think that key thing for the Chelsea thing as well is it's just the fact that
don't let this slip. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, we got a game
12 to 6 to 3 points.
We got a game coming up. You see how that? See that?
You can do all that.
I see the clench.
You see how that goes? Nothing that came out was quite interesting. Klopp nil deal, 4.5 years. If he stays the whole time, that means he will be here for 9 years.
Long live Klopp, bro.
Long tenure. What do we think that's going to happen? Do you reckon that's Liverpool dominating football now?
Boy, strap in, because their squad, you look at it, the average age of it, 23, 24, 25? Mm-hmm. Like, that squad is going to be around for a long time. I think Klopp's going to be around for a long time. And the thing I love about them is their squad isn't one that's designed on money. It's not one that's like, like you can say, they spent 75 mil on Van Dijk, but remember they sold Coutinho for that money. Like this year, they've spent nothing. Like of course they've spent
their net is good.
As a top club, their net is very good though. Their net spend. So for me, Liverpool, I don't think they're going away anytime soon. Like this is strap in. This is the Liverpool reign. I'm telling you.
I reckon it could be.
Because Pep as well. If you look at Pep as well, like
You said you got Jose, so you don't think Jose's going to compete with Klopp?
Are you trolling now? Are you being serious?
I'm asking a serious question. You got one of the best managers in the world.
Listen,
and you're not confident.
Jose needs time. Like we can't talk about Jose competing for Liverpool now.
With Klopp's new deal, I actually think.
Hold on. But if Klopp's he's going to be there for another 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So you're telling me in 4 years he can't compete with Klopp?
I can't predict 4 years what Jose is going to do, bro. I'll be real with you.
So what's Jose way about then?
What do you mean? Jose way is just him improving the club.
So you don't have any expectations for Jose?
Not right now. Right now, just get some stability in this season.
I'm talking
about
happy. For the you said it's going to be Liverpool's reign because you predicted that future.
Liverpool's going to dominate for the next couple of years.
You can predict that future, but I'm asking you about
Jose, because they're locked in for that long. Can you not see they're at the top? They've got back-to-back Champions Leagues. They've got things to prove why they're going to be here for the long run. Spurs have proven nothing. Spurs have proven nothing over the last couple of years.
Jose Mourinho, one of the best managers in the
world. That's what I don't get.
It's not a fair question.
No.
One of the best managers in the world, you can't say that he's going to compete with Jurgen Klopp in the next 4 years.
Listen, if Jose Mourinho
right now,
come on, mate,
right now,
you said Jose Mourinho should come and win a title.
Give it 2-3 years,
but that's what he's saying. 4 years.
Thank you.
That's what he's saying. If you're saying that Jose should come and win a title, then he has to knock Klopp off, right?
In 3-4 years down the line. But does that mean what? Spurs are going to be in Liverpool's era?
So I'm just asking you now. You said it's going to be Liverpool's era, Liverpool's fun. Is it
Spurs can challenge in that era? Yeah.
So that era is going to be between Spurs and Liverpool.
No, I don't put words in my mouth.
All it is, he's just saying that if Liverpool, if Spurs, I don't even want to speak about Spurs too much, but if Spurs are gonna topple, if they're gonna become champions, they're gonna have to topple Liverpool, right? So
absolutely. But that's gonna be the challenge. The challenge is gonna be taking down Liverpool from now on. That's all I'm saying.
Let's not act like City can't bounce back as well.
City can bounce back. 100% City can bounce back.
Talking about Klopp's new deal, I think that's worrying. I'm gonna be very real. That's worrying because Klopp. Listen, what he's got building at Liverpool is so bad that I think because I feel like Mane or Salah, I think are gonna maybe start having some dreams of going to Madrid soon and stuff. You know, that's what I think. If it happens, let's just say, yeah, I think Liverpool now with Klopp. And with obviously they're gonna have a title to their name, a Premier League and a Champions League. Yeah, I actually think they can go and get like another one of the world's best. You know what I mean? I think if Salah goes, for example, it's not a thing as in like Salah's gone and now we're depleted. They can go if they want. They can go get Jadon Sancho. I mean, if they want, I'm not even like when my man said that Mbappe thing.
When they picked up Salah, we have to.
LeBron's gonna make some calls.
Listen, when that next sponsorship comes in, listen, it's a different kettle of fish, but. What you have to give credit for is that Liverpool are just a really well-run club. They finished the Champions League game.
Their blueprint.
The kid looked sick. Next, you know, within 20 minutes, signed him for 7.25 million. That's what you call a well-run
Their
club.
blueprint as to how they've gotten to the top for me is the best of how any club has done it. Like, it's not the way
other than
Chelsea,
United, please.
Even City, they've just thrown money at it. Arsenal, you could say I like the way they got their success, but Liverpool,
Manchester United,
what?
Man United
done alright,
bro. Have some respect.
But Liverpool, but here's the thing. Even with United's one, how long did that take under Fergie? It took a long time. Klopp's one has taken him 4 or 5 years.
No, but still, facts-wise,
is history not there to be seen?
Facts.
Why is niggas acting ignorant? What do you mean? Of course. So was Fergie successful in his first 7 years? Just give me the facts. Was he successful? Yes or no? Meanwhile, Klopp has turned Liverpool around in how many years?
Yeah, 4.5. He's been there 4.5.
There we go, bro.
And it's a similar kind of thing. We obviously Fergie was 86, and then we became dominant. We won our league in 91, 92, innit? So
when did he take up
86? Yeah.
So 5 years.
It was about
so it's
5
about
years.
the same
But we won
time.
the FA Cup.
Did you challenge for Champions League honours? Back-to-back finals.
No, at that time, obviously, the Champions League, there was
the blueprint.
Liverpool went around murdering fans and stuff, so they got the Champions League ban, innit? It's the truth. They went and murdered They went and murdered Juventus fans. Liverpool fans went and murdered Juventus fans.
That's true.
Out of Europe. But it's facts.
Hey, we're trying to make this a family show, bro.
What the fuck?
It's fine, but
I'm just saying.
But on the real, I think the blueprint as to how he's built this club up to be an elite team. I think teams need to learn from that.
For me, it's more about if we remember what Liverpool fans were used to in terms of what was the name of the big striker?
Crouch.
Lambert.
David Ngog.
No, Lambert.
Oh.
Ricky Lambert's, Markovic's, these sort of signings. And the way he's turned it around, like you said, they're not signing like kind of, ready-made superstars. They're signing players that are grown into fantastic players. And then you're getting players from the academy like Trent. It's
a system. The system's the most important thing. The system, I think... Yeah, they sign players that are ready-made, but now they're like signings, but now they're world class.
Alisson wasn't class as world class before he came.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was a top player.
When Van Dijk was signed, everybody was laughing at Klopp for spending 75 million on the Southampton defender. Let's not act like
it's not.
Oh, he just signed big players. No, even Salah. Salah was one season at Roma.
Everyone's
laughing at Mane. People were laughing at him.
So if you follow Serie A,
Fiorentina as well. You understand? Yeah, no. But the real football fans know.
But when it came, people were laughing.
But a lot of people looked at them signings when he made them and were like,
even look at how much was Mane for? Was it
35 million?
And he'd only scored 10 goals in the league at the time?
And at that point, I remember when it was like when Balassi went to Everton, and they were like, "What's the better signing?" Balassi, and people were saying Balassi to Everton was a better signing. Bro, I don't know. He might be at Hill and Borough again.
League or some shit. Get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea.
Out of here.
I don't know where he is.
We gotta give Klopp his dues, man. Like what he's
done.
Is it?
Oh,
is it?
You wanna take it?
Hill and Borough.
But listen, fair play to Klopp. Do you want to get into our new segment now, or should we do that later?
Let's do it.
Let's do it now. Our new segment that we're bringing into you is a nice little trivia segment, and it's about assessing what's going on in the football culture. So let's start with Dud of the Week. So I have a nomination for Dud of the Week.
Go on.
Do you guys have your nominations? Or? Nah, cool. So
there's one I can think of, but I think you got it ready.
My nomination for Dud of the Week goes to Arthur
Melo.
Midfielder. And the reason why it goes to him is because he has missed the last 3 games, not been selected because he has an STD.
I don't see how that should affect him playing football, fam. I don't get it.
You can't be
brother, I want you man marking me on the pitch. Fuck out of here.
Originally, I think a lot of Barcelona fans were worried because they're like, what's Valverde doing? You know, we're not being at the best. We're not playing Arta.
One of their better players, yeah.
Yeah, and then it comes out that he's not playing because he has an STD. With
You see that picture of him with the brass as well?
That's crazy.
She looked horrid. Horrid.
That's crazy.
So for me,
Oh,
that has to be my dud of the week.
nasty.
In terms of, we haven't got a name for this one yet. We can call it Champ of the Week for now.
Go on.
I'm going to give mine to Mo Salah for that right foot finish.
2 right foot finishes last week.
Listen,
2 right foot
what
finishes.
the flick or
No, I'm talking about the
curler?
I'm talking about the chopper.
Bro.
Listen, take your pick, man.
Yeah,
Take your pick.
I've got to acknowledge like game.
That was
that's
unreal.
good. Have you got anyone you want to?
Champ of the week. I don't really have a champ of the week, to be honest. Not this week. No one's really deserved that, to be honest.
So done.
Yeah, nah.
No
No one's really
done
deserved it.
anything.
Who's really done anything special? No one's really done anything
Duncan
special.
Ferguson.
Nah. Forget doing
Big
forget
dunk.
doing anything.
Greenwood's had a good week.
Yeah, Greenwood's had a good week. Good, that's good for him. That is special talent, but nah, I don't give him that.
I was actually gonna say big dunk until he did that Moise Kean nonsense,
And that's a perfect segue.
bro. Please, let's talk about that
Actually,
because
Let us know who your duds of the week's on your champs of the week anyway. But let's get into this. Moise Kean, KDB, yeah, KDB could have got a hat trick
Just had the man of match points.
But I'll be real with you. I expected that of KDB, man. Like
against Arsenal.
against Arsenal, it was like it's walk in the park. Like KDB, that's bread and
That's
butter
normal.
for him all day. Right foot, left foot, it don't matter. But this Duncan nonsense,
Cool. But let's set the scene
Bro.
first. Cool. So it's Man
Coutinho,
United.
actually.
Yeah,
the
Coutinho did a
hat
nice
trick,
little-
yo,
Yeah, I won't lie.
Lord
Champ
of
the week.
mercy,
That's a massive
Coutinho,
goal.
Champ of the week,
bro.
Yeah.
That the one over the top like that.
Yeah.
That technique is
He was
unreal.
Rude. Still in the feeling.
Unreal.
Yeah.
He was still the
See,
feeling.
listen, if Liverpool can somehow finesse him to come back, let me
That's
not
not
speak.
happening.
If I
No, it's
speak,
not.
I'll be in
It's
trouble.
not. But let's
I'll be in trouble.
before we go into that, I read something this week. I forgot who tweeted it, but shout out them. It was interesting. Someone said that the defensive kind of stronghold that
Bro, I
Liverpool
saw
got
this as well.
wasn't just the Van Dijk thing. It was the fact that by losing Coutinho, they had to
They
get free
had
work
the free
courses.
work.
I can't remember who tweeted it, but shout out you in it. But
Genius.
that's a fair shot.
It's and I actually agree with that to a certain extent because where the fullbacks just bomb onwards,
Yeah.
the three just sit with the two centre backs,
Yeah.
and it's more of a cohesive unit that just sits there.
So whoever that was, shout you out.
think,
innit?
yeah, I think it. Oh, no,
It's
I
right,
don't know.
man.
I don't know. That's debatable, but
It's debatable, but it's a good shout.
Because what we're gonna, like, I'll be real with you, Van Dijk, massive difference, but I think the shape that they have helps them massively as well.
100%. But let's get into Moise Kean. Cool. So final score: United Everton was 1-1. Big Dunk got result. Greenwood came on, did favoured left, does what he does.
he doesn't have a favourite foot, mate. Right foot, left foot.
Anything. Yeah. Just something
Doesn't
like,
actually
just
matter.
Restoring the feeling. Yeah.
It doesn't actually matter.
Shades
You ask-
of, shades of
Yeah,
Van
yeah,
Persie,
yeah,
they
it's
say,
the
yeah.
fact.
Yeah,
It's the
Shades
fact.
of Van
He takes
Persie.
free kicks to his right. He takes
Make me
penalties to his
sick.
left. Doesn't matter.
But biggest talking point of the game was Everton had a lot of personnel missing because of illness and injury.
Yeah.
So you had the likes of Holgate starting holding mid and stuff. Moise Kean comes
do
on
too bad, to
for.
be honest.
He did alright. He was
Yeah.
doing just giving everyone the
Little
juices.
crow
Yeah. Moise Kean came on for a total elapsed time of 18 minutes before getting subbed off again.
Brother.
That's just disrespectful. That's just disrespectful. I mean, look, Moise Kean hasn't done anything at Everton. Let's get that right. First of all, yeah, he hasn't done anything. But to bring him on and then violate him like that, and then to give your excuse to be, oh, I just needed to take someone off. I had a striker on. Okay, what about the
off,
striker that's
bruv.
been on the pitch for 80
Fuck
something
off,
minutes? So the other striker that's been on the pitch for 80 something minutes. It's obvious he probably told Moise Kean, listen, I need you to go and put in a crazy shift, work your socks off, whatever. Moise Kean went on a challenge for one header and walked the rest of the game. So obviously it was tactical. He thought he wasn't putting in the shift, obviously. But that's the biggest disrespect you could. That is the
Bro,
biggest
the
disrespect you
thing
can
is-
do, man. That is the biggest
That is
disrespect.
It is. And when he's struggled with the previous manager,
Yeah.
and it's like you come in as a new one, you've lifted the squad and everything. This is your perfect opportunity. The big money signing, you lot are lacking a centre forward. Don't get me wrong. Credit to Calvert-Lewin, he stepped up the last couple of weeks. But you could turn it around for him. Instead, you fucking trash him within 18 minutes or whatever. And then, like, when he comes off, you don't even
shake
him, yeah.
Don't even
nothing.
yeah.
I'm like, bro, like there's man management, and that for me,
killer.
don't do yourself any favors, especially when you're trying to win the job. I'm like, bro,
I actually
that's-
don't think
that's
he's
just-
trying to get the job, you know.
I
don't
think
actually
he is. When you're
I think
going
he's
at the
playing.
end
I
of
think
the
he's
fucking
playing.
day,
I think he's playing it
I
off.
love-
I think he's playing it
I
off.
feel like if you do that to someone and there's the courtesy of Graham Souness, there's a agenda out there that maybe Moise Kean has a bad attitude, right? I know he turned up late one time or something like that. So you've already got this kind of like image that why is it not working for Moise Kean at Everton?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of his attitude. He was doing things. Why did Juventus let someone that's doing all that? So
You've
there's
got
already
to protect
this,
your players.
and then you go and do that, which is just kind of
It just
kind of
makes it
gives
worse.
everyone that criticized him is kind of probably like,
for me,
yep,
knife in the back.
that is exactly
It's not
why.
just about trying to improve the player as well. It's the human side of it. You got to remember the kid is 19 or whatever.
19.
Moved to a new country, barely speaks the language right. Give him some support at least. Even if you know he's had a shit game, tell him, brother, this is why you're not starting. This is why this is what I want from you.
Yeah.
But
and
instead,
to be fair, like we don't know what's going to go on in the change room. That may still come, but I just think
it was just the
the
excuse.
visuals of all of it,
horrible,
the excuse
man.
afterwards, it
Horrible,
was
bro.
nasty. And the thing
I would
is,
have preferred he come out and said he wasn't working hard enough.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have said, hey,
okay, you know what, fair
cool.
day.
Yeah.
But
But-
when you say waste time,
Yeah.
brother, you're wasting his time.
Yeah,
and I
it's
think
facts.
you've got to, as a manager, you've got to protect your players. It's like fair play. We'll talk about the other results, but fair play to Jose today. He came out and he was saying that, you know what, Wolves are, he literally this week, and he's always done it, but he said Wolves are trying to get top 4.
Yeah.
They're a good team.
They're in
pushed
there.
and whatnot. We got the results. The boys can have 2 days rest. They worked to really help. So when it comes to the newspapers tomorrow, all it's going to be is like Wolves were good, but our boys were better. It makes you feel good. You get what I'm saying?
100%, yeah.
Jose has his wrongdoings where he's like Luke Shaw and loads of players that he's victimized.
He's learnt
But
growth.
Yeah, you say that now. You say that now. I mean, even on the last thing for Keane, like, how is he gonna possibly move forward? How is he gonna move forward from that? Like, how is Keane gonna?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, couldn't you take him off at Stamford Bridge or something, where the dugout is just there? You see, he's got to walk down the whole.
This guy-
He's got to walk down the whole tunnel at
idiot.
Old Trafford. Have you seen how far it is? Yo, he was looking lonely. You know. Yo, I felt bad for
I
him,
know the
man.
camera angle is a bit mad
Bro,
as well.
and then even when the attack was still going on, you could just see him at the side. Like, I felt bad.
They was talking a couple of weeks ago, anyway,
Like
maybe
loaning
loaning
him
him
out.
out in January or something. And I was like, boy,
Remember when you guys said that he was a top 6 young player in the world? Boy, they know, boy. They know. I'm not gonna say too much.
What, Pepe?
They
Pepe
know,
thinks.
bro.
who's you guys?
Bro, they know. That man was saying he's a top.
man.
Listen,
But
better than Rash.
we don't kill youngsters, yeah.
Listen, we haven't got much time left. We've mentioned Moise Kean, we've mentioned Greenwood. Martinelli had a really good game midweek. It's a lot of good young talent in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the top youngster in the Premier League? You can stretch out to the world if you want to, but who is V1?
In the Premier League, like, it depends. Like, if we're talking about like rising and not including Trents and stuff.
Yeah, not including
If
including the established players.
Like, so like hidden, like unearthed gems, really,
yeah,
right?
so like your Martinellis, your
Yeah.
Greenwoods,
Yeah.
your
Hudson Odoi in that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Cantwell.
No, but he plays for England, so we shouldn't even put him in, really, innit? Because obviously he's proven
That's a
it
fair
now,
shot. Take him
innit?
up.
He's proven it. The
take
What
England
are we saying?
international.
Yeah, take
Like
him up.
the number one,
Serious
who
guy.
is the best? Or
Who would you say? Yeah, who would you say is your in Premier League?
not even.
I mean, see, I don't even want
This
to
might
like
sound crazy.
Go on.
I'd say right now,
Premier
I'd
League?
put McTom up there.
I think he's a bit more like an approved. He's kind of like an. He's
He's
ascended
a
that.
first team.
He's
a
ascended
he's-
that now.
He is a. He's not a sporadic first team player.
Because
He's
even
the
today,
first
I mean,
team.
even
I would-
today, like I was seeing him do bits, and I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
he was.
I told you,
yeah,
man.
he was-
like
He's
McTom,
the
man.
cover
He's
of
man
Pro.
talking. McTom was awful today.
He's the cover of
He
Pro.
was
Listen.
dog today.
fair enough.
Whoa.
I saw bits I
I
like.
know what you lot are seeing, boy, but
Okay.
He's the cover of Pro.
I like
not today,
McTom,
not
man.
today. I like McTom, but not today. I would say if we're talking about like unearthed gems,
Yeah.
Martellini's really good. Whatever his name is,
He was on
Martinelli,
Charlotte United,
Martellini.
right?
Yeah, he's really good. I think he's gonna be a good player. Like, I like what I see from him. Mason
Saka?
Greenwood, I like him as well. Mason Greenwood, obviously as a United fan, I've known about Mason Greenwood for quite a while.
Academy, yeah.
Literally, he was head and shoulders above anyone at that youth level. Like, we haven't had a talent like that since Morrison, who obviously didn't work out. We haven't had, like, he's a serious player. Right foot, left foot. He's a special talent. So for me, obviously, because I know most of him, I would say that Mason Greenwood is the best young player. Like, if we're talking about under 19, under 20, he's the best one around in the Premier League at the moment, in my opinion. If we're comparing talent for talent, Greenwood or Hudson Odoi, for example, I would take Mason Greenwood over. As in talent for talent, I'll take him over.
Yeah.
And that's no
I don't
disrespect
believe,
to
I don't believe much
Hudson.
in Hudson Odoi, to be honest, but Greenwood's probably a good shout, I'd say. Martinelli,
is
I would
really
say
good.
is close, not far off, but I'd still put Greenwood ahead of him. I think even when I saw his youth record and he had like 49 goals, right foot, left foot, headed, we're all divided equally. I was like, the boy's got talent.
I think
Martinelli looks like he wants it though.
That's the thing.
Martinelli,
What I like about Martinelli is because he's come from the Brazil second division. He knows
He knows
hunger.
he's
He ain't come from
But
Santos or
what I
whatever.
respect
Top
about him
elite.
as well is that he was touted for all of these big clubs. He was touted all
How
these
did
big
he
clubs.
stick
He had
through
a
those
trial
games?
at United. I saw a
Yeah.
picture
But
recently.
you
or
never
something
know,
like
like
that.
life. That's how life is,
That's
man.
how
If Green,
that's
if
how-
he was doing his thing, what if? Who knows if Greenwood had come through? Like you just
Exactly.
don't really.
But what I like
you
about the
know.
two names we're mentioning is anytime we've seen them on the pitch, like when it's live and in flesh,
Yeah.
like you know it's on top
They've delivered.
and they deliver. You mentioned Cho, and having seen Cho come from the ranks, having seen Cho anything, he is a really good talent. I think his issue now is, again, it's the mental mindset and his actual body in terms of how do I overcome this injury.
Yeah.
Because that's not a light. If we're being real, that's not a light injury.
Do you
It's
reckon
not-
HD Cuts videos help overcome injuries?
Kante's really strong, you know.
Bro, do you reckon knowing about? I'm just asking. do you
Lower the
reckon-
mic.
No, I'm just asking. Like, do you reckon knowing about who the strongest player he's played against and stuff in his
Well,
like
you got
10
to play.
in-
You got to play to know that. ain't you?
in his 10 like pro games? I'm just asking if that's
Giving
like,
tactical
you're
analysis
seeing
on
these- you're seeing
10
these top-
minute appearances.
And the thing is, since it's not, the thing is, look, I rate him, and I know firsthand. There's people that we know everything like Hudson and Sancho when they were coming through. People were saying that Hudson's actually the better talent than Sancho. Sancho got his move and delivered. Let's not write off what
Have you seen
Hudson's.
what he's put up in his last 6 games?
Yeah.
Sancho?
Let's not write
In
off
fact,
what.
you know what? You don't even need to sum up. He's the first player in the top 5 leagues to get double goals and assists. That's the easiest way to sum
Bro,
up.
like, it's so crazy.
But
We shouldn't write off what he is.
Does Foden fall into this, or would you say Foden?
Yeah. Oh, Foden's not in fact established.
Yeah,
So that's what I was gonna say.
Bro,
That's what I wanna
Foden's
throw
not
it in
established.
there.
I was going to say,
I wanna throw
Foden
it
ahead
in
of
there.
Greenwood.
Yeah, I would
Foden
go. Yeah,
is
yeah, I
the
agree.
top dog, actually.
Because he
Yeah.
finally started today. That's why I want to bring
yeah,
it to attention. He
and
finally
with him
starts.
it's so weird, yeah, because we see so little of him. It's like we're always almost like teased.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I feel like when we see the end product of Foden, I think he's going to be a top player.
The only thing that for me, which is obviously is with Foden and Greenwood, for example, right, is Foden, he's ridiculous. Foden, he's been doing it and under 17s, under 9. I know what Foden is, right?
It's on top.
But only thing is he kind of gets that like, he's getting that like perfect platter at City. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, come
Best
on,
players,
do your little
best
thing.
manager.
Then we won't see you for like 5 weeks. And he come. Whereas Greenwood, we're
But the
throwing
thing
him
is,
on saying,
it's-
"Come and save us."
No,
You know what I mean? Come and save us, get us goals.
But
And
with,
he's delivering. You know
with
what I mean?
Foden, it could be a similar situation like Hudson-Odoi, where he comes on 5-10 minutes, doesn't do much, and then you end up having a knock-on
that's
effect.
true.
So the fact that he's able to shine in those 10-15 minutes constantly for me, I'm like, he's not just a super sub, because even when he plays those League Cup games, he shines so far ahead of the
It's
other
true,
midfielders
it's true,
he
it's
plays.
true.
Yeah, there's one. It's that, but it's two. It's when he comes back to his age level. Oh my word!
It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
top.
yeah.
It's like playing with
actually on
kids.
top.
It's like
actually
playing
on
with
top.
kids.
He actually schools everyone.
Like we
So-
can, like again, just to my bad. Like even when Hudson was coming back from injury though, right, and he played with the youngsters again,
Yeah.
he scored, right?
Yeah.
He scored. So he's above that. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And as I said, as a talent, like he's up there. Like I don't think as a natural talent, you can necessarily just say Sancho is way better than him, but it's about
It's the
opportunity.
application and
It's
opportunity,
about
yeah, you're
application. Obviously, he's had an injury, so he needs to get back to it quick. But this is what I was saying before, that when the pressures start coming on you, it's gonna be how do you overcome that? Because I know Rashford's older than him, but when the pressures came on Rashford, it was bad. Like
Yeah.
Rash back,
Yeah.
this, boom. And that's what's gonna happen
You have
to
to ride
Hudson,
it
and
out.
he needs to ride it out.
Ride it out.
Sancho hasn't had that yet. Everything is like, oh, Sancho, best
But
player.
the point you
But-
raise now is like Rashford is older than these man, and these men have to probably look at Rashford's template in terms of, you know what, you have to weather that storm. 'Cause
Weather.
like you said, the way United fans were treating Rashford,
Bro, not even forget United
you know,
fans, Arsenal fan, every single
Was
fan.
bad.
It was bad
It was
for Rashford.
bad.
Yeah, I mean, like Tammy hasn't had that, Cho hasn't had that, Sancho hasn't
Good
had.
point.
They haven't had it. So if anyone they should be looking up to, and not even on a bowl seating, but if anyone should be looking up to, it should be Rash on how to overcome this kind of situation, man.
If
Honestly.
we look outside the top 6 though, I'd say there's maybe 2 others I would probably give an honourable shout out to.
Who?
Max Aarons
Yep.
at Norwich. Good player coming through. And
Really
then
good fullback.
what's the Burnley one? Dwight McNeil.
McNeil, yeah.
I think them 2 this season, I've seen them do little bits. And Aaron's from last year anyway.
Yeah.
Linked with Tottenham as well. Soon come.
So,
But
quick one through the fixtures.
Chelsea with 19-year-olds and
we're forever doing that, bro.
Quick one on fixtures. What have we got? What Burnley, blah blah blah. Sheffield
United keep trucking. Chris Wilder,
Keep jugging.
Bro, they're not going away, are they?
like right now. Would
Fifth
you?
in the
Every
Premier
week I
League.
look at the top. I'm looking at the
Fifth
top
in
four. I
Premier
see
League.
Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Right, I'm like,
Top two
fuck.
goals.
The thing is, John Fleck's a good player
They
as
play
well.
really good football.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who's bad? Lundstrom.
Lundstrom. Yep.
Getting me
Yeah.
hella fantasy points.
FPL. Hey, listen, if
Hella
you've got Lundstrom in
Listen,
your
if you
FPL,
haven't got Baldock, Fleck, and Lundstrom in your fantasy football, you're not playing the game properly.
yeah, you see with Sheffield United, though, honestly, like if you're looking, I hate when people, it's kind of a way, like, you know, when people that don't win the league get manager of the year or something, it's kind of a little bit annoying because Klopp is destroying it. But come on. There needs to either be some secondary award or something because Chris Wilder is doing a ridiculous. Man said fifth.
Give him the LMA coach of the
Obviously,
year.
knocked down. No,
LMA
no,
he's
coach.
gone down,
Yeah, but come on,
But
man's
he's
level
4
points.
points off Chelsea.
Man's
4 points off
fighting top
Chelsea.
4 with Sheffield United.
The thing is,
And one of his
The only
only
issue I
signings,
have with
brother,
this year is-
one of his only signings was Ravel Morrison.
I love
and
it.
where is Ravel Morrison?
we don't see him.
We don't even see him.
But the only thing is, I say with these promoted teams is we see this almost every year with one of them.
Yeah,
where
okay.
they are constantly up there for the whole year and they do well. Don't get me wrong, and credit to them. Same way Nuno was the year before. We've seen Swansea do that.
No, I
Burnley
think
do that.
Nuno's
Yeah.
one's a bit different though. 'cause
Nuno
he's
obviously,
coming,
yeah,
it's again,
yeah.
He's there again.
Nuno's got clout and money.
Yeah.
Let's
But
not
it's
get
hard
twisted.
because these
And
guys
we
can't
love
go
it,
and spend
but
off it.
I'm
Spend
like,
on-
is it that first year momentum where you're just like, oh, no one knows nothing about Sheffield, so everybody goes into there. Maybe not now, but at first they were coming in there thinking it's a guaranteed 3 points, and these guys were outworking them and surprising them.
Do you know where
Will they do it again
do you
next
know,
season?
Do you know where next season we never know. You
And
said
that's when we will look at Chris Wilder and say, oh, you know what?
maybe he's
a championship
The thing
manager.
is,
He's run quick.
like you just said about Hosey, you don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, literally.
My thing with Sheffield, what we have to respect is they're playing good football. They're actually playing good football.
Yeah.
So to come into the Premier League and go to these grounds and play good football. Look at what Marcus Silva, we've been told for time, he plays good football and whatnot. He was getting thumped about with Everton.
Yeah.
Sheffield United are playing a good brand of football and getting results.
They are. They are.
So that you have to give it credit. But I mean, I don't think there's anything else you need to touch on. Boy,
Next week.
that's
Hey,
that
Daily Blint, man.
Yeah, listen,
Yo.
Daily Blend.
Daily
We
Blend.
don't know the details, but thoughts and
I
prayers. with-
honestly get woke.
rest of the
One of my
team,
favorite
talk.
post-Fergie players, man. Honestly, man.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
You know.
Old Kingsley Coleman as well.
Yeah,
Hope he gets
Coleman,
speedy
that's just a
recovery.
normal injury, man. But
But
Blint.
Blind. Obviously, we don't know details, but listen.
sad.
Aye,
We-
Memphis. Aye, Memphis. Aye, please
Bro,
get well
Euros
soon.
are fucked.
Memphis.
No,
We're fucked at Euros.
you man, hey, listen, we're gonna get a crazy tunes, bro.
Memphis.
That's the only thing.
Hey,
bro.
all we know is I'm
trying to
about to
get
drop
up
soon.
Saying, you get me, like, hey,
Listen,
All
you
I
know
do
what?
is catch planes.
That's another episode, man. I'm out of it. God
come on,
bless,
man, come on.
Yes.
Lion, hey, look.
That was a good episode, man.
Yeah.
Good talking point. At least now there's a